Good morning, Grandmama.
Good morning. It's Monday morning, y'all, and no better time than to make some good old pineapple pepper jelly. I told y'all a few weeks ago that I was going to be making some, and so today is a good day. I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and this is a good time to share this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell, so anybody out there that has never made or doesn't know how to make pineapple pepper jelly, and this is going to be 1/4 sugar. No, let me say that. Let me say that differently. I'm only using 1/4 of the sugar. I'm using 3/4 of my allulose and stevia and 1/4 of the sugar. It calls for 5 cups of sugar. Now, if you're not watching your carbs, you're not watching your sugar, use the sugar and make the rest of it exactly the way I do. But if you want the low sugar, then use 1 cup of sugar and 4 cups of now I mixed my allulose and my stevia together. I did 2 cups of allulose, 2 cups of stevia. You can use whatever sweetener you like in yours. I like to use allulose because it tastes like sugar, feels like sugar. You use it like sugar. Stevia is more of like a powder. So that's the reason when I'm doing something like this, I usually mix my allulose and my stevia. Plus stevia is not as expensive as the allulose. So I cut my cost of my allulose by using part stevia. Now, in this, we're putting sure gel, and it is the less sugar or no sugar sure gel, and it has the pink. It's in a sure gel box, but it has the pink band around the top, if you can see that. And there are directions in it that tells you how to do freezer jellies, jams, and how to do cooked. We're doing cooked today, and the directions say hot pepper relish, but it's hot pepper jelly, hot pepper jam. That's hard to say. Hot pepper jam. So, and it calls for red peppers, yellow peppers, and I'm using jalapeños. I'm using 5 cups. No, I'm sorry. I'm using 4 cups of my pineapple and my peppers. So it's 4 cups of your pepper and pineapple and 5 cups of your sugar or your substitute. We're doing apple cider vinegar, and I'm putting just a little lemon juice in mine. And I've chopped up, I'm using my food processor today, and I chopped up 1 pepper just to see how much 1 pepper would make. So I'm wanting 4 cups of my pineapple and I've drained my pineapple really, really well. Now, part of this is pineapple chunks, part is pineapple tidbits, because that's what I happen to have. So I'm going to chop this up. Now, I like mine a little chunky, but you can do yours any way you like. And I'm putting it in this bowl right here, so I'll know when I get 4 cups. Okay. Now you can do this with fresh pineapple too. I started to go to the store and get a fresh one, but I said no. I'll just if I do it again, I'll do it with fresh.
Now you want a total of 4 cups of the combined pepper
yes.
and pineapple.
Yes.
Okay.
Now this is 2 jalapeños that we have taken the seeds out, and the little one right there, the little yellow one, it's a hot pepper we got out of the garden. But this is 2 jalapeños and 1 little hot pepper we got out of the garden. Now this is just, I want a good bit of red in it. So this is just some little red peppers. It's really hot here. And so they didn't get very big, but I'm gonna put them in with my jalapeños. And I'm gonna cut some more red. Let me see how many cups I got. I want 4. This is 2 cups. So I'm gonna do 2 cups of pineapple, 2 cups of peppers. Now, if you're not making pineapple pepper jelly, you just use 4 cups of your peppers. But since I'm making pineapple, I use half pineapple, half peppers. Okay. This is really easy. I've already sterilized my jars in my pan here, and I've got them in the oven on 170 because I want to keep them really hot, because you do not put hot liquid in a cold jar. So I sterilized them and I took them out of my hot water and I put them in the oven on 170 to keep them hot. Okay. All right. But there's lots of videos out there on jellies and jams. This is just the way I do it, but you don't find many that don't use sugar. So, all right. Ooh, that jalapeno. When I took that out,
You can smell it, can't you?
kind of got in my throat. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah. Now, we don't like ours really, really hot, so I'm hoping this is not going to be real hot.
Oh, the one I tasted wasn't super hot.
Yeah.
And especially when you just grind it up and you get
Right.
little pieces in
Right.
the jam.
All right, let me see, and let me put this in there. That's the one I had already. And this yellow is so pretty with the red in it. Now you can do green peppers. That's 4 cups. You can do green peppers if you want to, or you can do the orange, the yellow, whatever color peppers you want to do in yours. That's perfectly fine. Now, honey, if you want to come right here. Now, I want to tell y'all about my pot. You see my pot? This was my granny's pot that she always used for her pickling, her canning, and I think it was like the first pressure cooker like ever. It's the little gauge is gone right here, but the little glass is still there, and it's got little vent holes right here, and it's got little vent holes right here, so you can either close them and open them. You can have all the steam inside, or you can let the steam out through these little vent holes. I'm just giving y'all a little history here. And it is and I want you to look at it. You can still read the name of the cookware. You can't read it, but I'm going to read it for you on the bottom. And I looked at
If it wasn't upside down, I could read it.
Oh, well, I'm going to.
Okay.
It's called Dr. Burnett's Cookware. And this was from 1922. I knew as long as I ever was at my granny and granddaddy's, they always cooked in this pot. And for you Southerners, if you know what liver hash is, my granddaddy always made liver hash in this pot.
Now that lid doesn't actually lock down, does it?
No, it does not.
But it's heavy enough to cause them some steam.
But it's heavy enough. So, that is...
And it's actually more of an antique than we are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're from 46. This said 1922.
About 20 years earlier,
Yeah.
23, 4 years earlier.
Now, this is 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, and you can use the one with the mother in it, or you can just use plain apple cider vinegar. That's what I've got. 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1/2 cup water. I'm going to go ahead and turn my burner on medium-high. I'm putting my 4 cups of pineapple and peppers in. I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of butter. Now, the butter is to keep it from foaming so bad, because when it comes to a rolling boil, it will foam. Especially not so much when you're making jams, but when you're making jellies, you are going to have lots of foam. All right, now I go ahead and put my 1 package of Sure Gel. Now I'm not going to put my sugar yet. I've got to wait till it comes up to a rolling boil, boils for 1 minute. And you go exactly by the directions on this package right here. Exactly by the directions on your Sure Gel box. All right, now I want about probably a tablespoon of lemon juice in mine. That just gives it a little extra freshness, a little extra flavor. Okay, that's about a tablespoon, a half of a good sized lemon. All right, I've got my burner on medium high. I'm gonna let this come to a rolling boil, and then I'm gonna bring you back. I've got my jars in the oven. My water is still on here because we're gonna water bath this for 5 minutes after I put them in my jars. So we'll be back when this comes up to a rolling boil. Then we're gonna put our sweetener and our sugar in it and let it come up to another rolling boil, boil 2 minutes. Then it'll be ready to jar up. So we'll see y'all in a few minutes.
Grandmama, you getting there?
You want to get over in here? Okay.
No, I don't want over in there.
I turned it up on high because you want it to come up to a rolling boil. Now, as you can see, you see that boiling? But I can stir it down. You see that? Mm-hmm. I can stir that down. Now, Roy and I tasted of this mixture. It wasn't quite hot enough, so I put 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes in it, and it made it just right. So I could have put another jalapeno, but I had already washed up all my stuff. And so whenever you get it in your pan and you get ready to, after you've cooked it for just a minute, taste of it. If it's not quite hot enough, then you can adjust the heat by adding more jalapenos. You can even use habanero in this if you want to, but hey. We grew habaneros 1 year, and whoo, no, they are not for us.
Use habaneros and invite some enemies.
I'm telling you.
All right, you're trying to get this to the point where it boils even while you're stirring. Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's not quite there yet, is it?
No, it isn't. Because I can still stir it down. Okay. All right, I'm just going to let it keep cooking. Now I've got my 1 cup of sugar and my 4 cups of allulose and stevia right here. That we're going to, after it starts boiling like this, we're going to let it boil 1 minute. I'll time it with my timer. And then after that 1 minute, we're going to put our sugar and our sweetener in, and we're going to let it boil for 2 minutes. And then I've already got my hot jars. I took them out of the oven. They're on my table over here. I've got my water on high. I'm wanting to bring it up to a boil because once we put these, and I've got my lids and my rings right here. I'm putting everything on the table because this is going to go quickly whenever I after the 2 minutes, after we cook it with the sugar in it for 2 minutes. Okay. I think we're there.
I just swung my camera too fast one time.
Uh-oh. Well, you can't do that. It makes people dizzy. It makes me dizzy.
Some of y'all ask me, every time I do it, ask me to remember not to do that. And I'm trying.
All right, y'all. This is cooked 1 minute on a rolling boil that you can't stir down. Now that was my 1 cup of sugar and my 4 cups of sweetener. Half allulose, half stevia. All right, we're gonna let this come back up to a boil. I've got all different sizes of my jars today. Okay, I'm gonna stir this. I'm gonna let it come up to a rolling boil again, and we're gonna let it boil for 2 minutes. So after that 2 minutes, before I take it off, I'll show you what I'm talking about when I say rolling boil. So we'll be back. All right, y'all. You see that? You see that? A rolling boil that you cannot stir down. And I've already got my timer and I set it on 2 minutes. And while this is continuing to cook, I want to tell y'all about my little funnel here. You see this? Not only is my pot 120 something years old, my little funnel here, I don't know how old this is, but I will not replace it. Every time I can, every time I do jellies and jams, I use this.
It looks like it's been in several family kitchen fights.
This was my mama's, and I do not know why it's done like that. My daddy had some reason for doing it. Now I cannot figure it out, and I never did ask Mama why it was that way. But that's what I use for my canning. Anytime I use a funnel that I need to put something in a jar, that's what I use. So, and it's precious to me. All right, we got 33 seconds, 31 seconds. And I've got all my jars. Now, I've got all different sizes of jars here. I've got half pints. I've got some that's, I don't know what these are, but now these are like cherry jars, pimento pepper jars. They are reusable. Even your lid is reusable because it will reseal. As long as that little center thing is popped up, it's gonna reseal. I've done it before. It's ready to jar up. So, I need to get a knife. All right, let me turn that off. Man, that's hot behind me. All right, now this one is an 8-ounce jar. I'm gonna stir it up good. All right, this is an 8-ounce jar. And this is probably a 2-ounce little ladle I've got here. All right, I want a 1/4 inch head space. And that's, I'm put a little bit more in it. Okay. Now I'm just gonna take this and go around like that. I'll set this over here on my towel. I'm going to show you how. All right, now this one is a little decorative. I think it's like 8 ounces too, maybe 10 ounces. It's a little decorative one, and it's got a rubber seal on it. So I make this, and if I want to give it as a gift, I will use my little decorative jars. I've got another one over there I'm going to do. But you know what? Here's another one. That's, I think it's 8 ounces too. And I'm gonna go around it good. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I'm gonna put the lid on this one. Now this is white vinegar. So I just put some white vinegar on a paper towel. And I go around it good. Clean that lid really well. Now, let me turn it around so you can see it. Let me get all this out of the way. This little band, this rubber band, goes around just like that. It seals, and when you, there, you've got a sealed jar right there. I'll go ahead and clean this one and put the lid on it, because I'm not going to make y'all watch me do all of this. But I do want to show you one of these. So let me see. That is my, now these lids are hot. All right. I cleaned my lid. Okay, I just want to make sure I got, now this is a wide mouth here. I got all my rings over there. So I do all different sizes. And I only put this on finger tight because I am going to put it down in a water bath for 5 minutes. Now if I was doing pints, I'd do it 10 minutes. All right, let me show you this pretty one right here. And the lid on it already has a rubber seal. So I don't have to put the seal on it. Now these will be for gifts right here. Okay. Alright, let me clean it with some vinegar. You can use water, but vinegar just cuts any of that sticky syrup. Alright, now this is the lid for it. And as you can see, it already has the rubber seal around it. So you just put it on like that, and it seals it, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna finish filling these up. Then I'm gonna put them in my my pan behind me. I've got it on high. I've got my water coming up to a boil, so we'll see y'all back in a few minutes. All right, y'all.
Careful, careful.
I am. I've got to go to town. My little tongs, my little cannon tongs, I have lost them. Cannot find them. I misplaced them last year sometime.
These are small jars, so she thinks she can get by with this,
Yeah.
but I didn't want her to do this. You don't do it at your house. You get the proper tool.
Yeah, don't do what I just did. Because
If you drop it, of course it's not scalding hot now,
No.
so it won't.
now, these two jars right here, I am not going to hot water bath. You do not have to hot water bath jellies and jams. I know my mama never did, ever, ever, ever. Every year when she did jellies, she never, ever hot water bathed them. Because this one is already sealed.
It's mechanically sealed.
It's mechanically sealed, and so is this one. So, you don't have to. USDA says to hot water bath them, but I'm telling you, my mama did it for 50 years or more, and she never, ever, ever hot water bathed her jellies and jams.
And you've almost lived to be 80, haven't you?
I have. I almost have, and I just started in the past couple of years hot water bathing mine. Now I want y'all to look at something.
Oh.
Now it hasn't set,
But it's beginning to
but
cool.
it's beginning to set. In the bottom of the pan, y'all talk about good.
Now there's the threat of heat at the back of your throat
Oh,
as
my
you
word.
swallow.
Y'all, oh,
But it's not
please.
burning hot. But we want to be able to realize that there's some heat in there.
Please, please make some of this pineapple pepper jelly. I'm gonna make cranberry pepper jelly, I think, tomorrow. You can do peach, you can do apricot, whatever kind of pepper jelly. All you do, go by the directions in your package. And if you're like, and it is plenty sweet. Oh, you wouldn't even know there was just a little bit of sugar in there.
And let me tell them, there's 8 cups of this total when we finished with it. 8 cups, and she had 1 cup of sugar in the total volume. That means there's 2 tablespoons full of sugar per cup. So
And you
that'll
only
give
use
you,
a smear.
yeah.
I mean,
So you're not overloading yourself with sugar, but of course you have to be the judge of that.
but now 1 cup of sugar in 5 cups of sweetener, that's
Very low sugar.
That's very low sugar. But if you are no sugar, then use all sweetener, because this Sure Gel is for low or no sugar right here. The one with the pink on it. It says it up at the top. All right. I'll show you what they look like whenever I take them out. And I may keep eating.
Hey, girl. Yeah, that's cheating.
That would be good over ice cream.
Oh, my.
Oh my. Okay, see y'all in a bit.
Careful, Grandmama.
I am. All right, y'all.
She's putting
They were boiling for,
a pot holder under them to keep from dropping
Yeah.
if they slipped through that holder.
all right.
Is that all of it, Grandma?
This is all of it. Trying to get it all so you can see it. Beautiful. Talk about good. I can't quit eating it. It is so good. All right. Oh, I just heard one pop. Did y'all hear that pop?
Yep.
That means it's sealed. That is what a canner always wants to hear, is that pop. It goes pop. And that is when, right now, I just heard another one. That one just sealed. This little round thing here is up. When it seals, it's down.
The middle of it is down.
Pulls it.
It
All
rounds up, makes a little mound in the middle when it pops.
That's right. All right, y'all have already seen me taste it, so, and it's gonna take about 24 hours to set up. Now, we have some fresh peaches. I told y'all my next, there just went another one. My next was gonna be cranberry, but I got my cranberries in the freezer. These are perfect, so I think my next batch is gonna be peach. We're gonna do peach pepper jelly. So,
now, let me say something, darling. As she told you, if you want to use sugar, you don't have any kind of diet issues. You can use sugar in this, but if you're interested in the glycemic load of a cup of this, which many of you are because you asked me for that, and I've started putting it in the first or second comment below the video.
The description, in the description
You'll see
box.
an R for Roy, and I'll put a comment in there, and I try to list the glycemic load. All right, this has 4 cups of sweetener and 1 cup of sugar. So she reduced it to 1/5 the normal sugar for the whole batch. And as that works out, this is about 8 cups. So 8 cups into 1 cup of sugar turns out to be about 2 tablespoons per cup of product. So 2 tablespoons full of sugar has a glycemic load of 18. So the glycemic load of a full cup of this, which you're going to only dish out maybe a teaspoon or 2 on something, at most a tablespoon probably at one meal. So it's very, very low. 18 is in the mid-range for glycemic load. 10 and under is low. 11 to 19 is mid-range. And 20 and above is high glycemic load. So that's the story on your glycemic load.
All right, now, the way you can eat this, you can eat it on toast, you can eat it on rolls, you can take a block of cream cheese, put this over the top of it, eat it with crackers. It is absolutely delicious. And once you take it out of your water and it has sealed, tighten your rings down. And once everything has sealed, give it 24 to 48 hours, then take your rings off. So, thank y'all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. It was more than that for me because believe me, this is one of my favorite things right here is pineapple pepper jelly. And y'all hear me talk about it all the time. Love y'all. Food feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. God feeds the soul. Make you some lower sugar or sugar-free pineapple pepper jelly. See y'all next time.